Dear humans, I stand here today not for myself, but for every tail wagger, sloppy kisser, and curtain ninja. I stand here for each one of the thousands of dogs and cats killed in shelters each day, asking you to join our cause and help us make sure every best friend has a chance to meet one of their own. With Best Friends Animal Society leading the charge, and your help, we can save them all.
Thank you for joining us for Pet Connect. I'm Tara Douglas. I'd like to start this segment talking about a story of 6 puppies. We had 6 puppies. We were contacted by the Feral Dogs of Avondale Mill, and we were contacted by a person who found 6 puppies on the side of the road. And they were dumped, and this is not the first time she's found puppies. Here's a picture of them right there. So Kim Spalding, with her big heart, saw these dogs on the side of the road, and she grabbed them. And she already has a litter at her house that she was unable to get to a rescue to find adopters, so she got them all fixed and she kept that first litter, but she could not keep this litter. So when she contacted us at Feral Dogs, we happened to have an opening for a foster, which was my house, and we agreed to take them from her. So these 6 puppies went from being thrown on the side of the road like garbage to where they came to my house after we had a temporary foster, Lynn Averett. We've had the puppies at our house for 3 weeks, and they left for rescue this morning. So, we need foster help. We need people to spay and neuter. They're heading to Second Chance Puppy and Kitten Rescue. They have this transport van that comes to Sylacauga that's at Home Depot that they meet, and I believe we had 9 dogs from Sylacauga that were able to leave on this transport, and then they work with rescues in the area, so they had other people there from other cities that had brought dogs in from this general region. But they are on their way to Central Florida right now and will likely be adopted this weekend, within the next week or 2. And so we're always so happy when there's a good ending to puppies that are thrown off on the side of the road, but it doesn't always work like that. So that's why we've really got to get more spaying and neutering. I mean, obviously the person who dumped these dogs had this litter and didn't want it, but we can stop that by doing the spaying and neutering. So we're having another voucher sale this Saturday, September 7th, not this Saturday, a week from this Saturday, at PetSense here in Sylacauga on 280. Now the vouchers are $30, and that is for male cat, female cat, male dog, female dog. It doesn't matter what you have, it's $30. So that's a significant saving. So we do this so that when we raise the money for it, the Talladega County Commissioners have given us some money so that we can have more voucher sales, but that is available to you so that you can get your animals fixed. So we don't have all these puppies like this that we need to try to do something with. The shelter's full, we don't have enough fosters, we don't have enough rescues that will take these puppies, and so there's so many that there are thousands that are here that don't have a place to go. So this is to help with that. So please come out. We only take cash or check. Be there at 9 o'clock because there's usually a line. We're only there until we run out. So make sure you get there early because we have had people come and we've just run out of vouchers for them. Now the vouchers are always on sale at Mutt Cuts, but they're at the regular price, which is from $41 to $71, which is still a big savings. But don't miss out on this $30 event this coming, so that we can make sure we don't have more puppies dumped on the side of the road, please. So come on out, support that. If you have questions, please contact Feral Dogs of Avondale Mill. Don't call PetSense, don't call the shelter, because PetSense is so nice to let us use their facility, but they are not the ones doing the sale, so we don't want to jam up their phone lines asking questions about the sale, and we don't want to jam up the shelter's phone lines because they have a lot of things going on there, and they have a lot of calls in about stray dogs in the area and dogs that need to be dropped off. So please contact us at Feral Dogs. And also, if you can, here is a puppy that sadly wasn't able to get on a transport to go somewhere, but this is Scout. He's obviously a sweet dog. He's right there in somebody's lap. We walk him on Saturdays. He is living in a cage at the shelter, at the full shelter, keep in mind. So if somebody could please come out and adopt Scout. He is sweet, he's up to date on his shots, he's heartworm negative, and he definitely needs a home. So, he's one of the ones that didn't have that happy ending of going from being dumped to going to a rescue and getting adopted in the next week. So we really need to find a local home for him. But come on out to the shelter. We walk dogs every Saturday from 11 to 1. If you want to come out when other volunteers are there, if you want to come out and walk Scout to meet him, or walk any of the dogs. Like I said, we've got a full shelter and we've got to find some homes for these dogs. But Scout is about 4 months old, so he's still a puppy. So if you're looking for a puppy, that's the place to go. And we are going to go ahead after all of that information and get to my special guest. We have Kelly Prince here today. She is a supporter of the shelter, supporter of Feral Dogs of Avondale Mill, and she's one of the owners of Bourbon on Broadway. And we're so excited to have you on the show.
Oh, well, I'm excited to be here this morning. I looked at all those little puppies, and I think they're beautiful, and I'm so glad that they got on a transport this morning.
And all the puppies that we see are beautiful, and none of them deserve to be dumped on the side of the road or deserve to be dumped at the shelter. And it's so it is a happy ending. So it's a very exciting day when we can get some puppies on a transport or on a plane to go to other areas of Florida. And so it's and we can do that because of support from people like you. So we appreciate all your support.
Well, we're happy to do so. I hate that it has to be for that reason. Because like I say, just like children, these puppies aren't choosing this. They weren't chose to bring into this world. So they're just trying to survive. And we see them out there. That's all they're trying to do is to survive. So when you see them on the side of the road, I appreciate you picking them up. It's just a sad situation, but I'm glad that you all are doing something for it, but we need more support.
Absolutely. And if we can catch them young enough, like Kim picked these puppies up, they were small enough, and obviously they've been around people, that they don't become kind of feral and hard to tame and to get to a rescue. So when we can get them that young, there's often a happy ending. But if you see puppies roaming around that are older, there's oftentimes nothing you can do, sadly, because they're too old. So that's why we got to stop them from getting in that situation in the first place.
It's like we were talking about earlier about Bob Barker spay and neuter those pets.
Yep. Yeah. So we got to all be Bob Barker.
Yes, absolutely.
But you've helped us so much with Bourbon on Broadway. I mean, you are, like I said, a supporter of the shelter. I mean, y'all donate food. You allowed the feral dogs, and we had a wonderful event there where we're raising money for heartworm treatment for the dogs at the shelter. And Kelly and Marcy and Angela were there helping us, and they offered the facility, so we were able to raise money for that. And we had a very successful fundraiser there. So
we did, and I think that we need to do another one.
Absolutely,
so we need to get that. Absolutely, get that on the books.
We'll do that, and then I'll announce it here.
Yes.
So now you do so much there. Let's talk about Bourbon on Broadway. When you started, where you are for the few people that don't know where you are.
Yes, we're actually right here, none other than what we would say, Broadway. We serve cocktails. But we also, it's coming up October, so not only do we serve cocktails, but we serve mocktails. We support Sober October, even though that we are, we have alcohol, but we support that as well. So we can make you up a mocktail right there, just like we can the cocktails. So if you don't prefer alcohol, we can make you that mocktail.
Got something for everybody there.
Something for everybody, absolutely.
Now, when did you open?
2022.
Okay.
It was actually formed a year before I opened because it was in that right at the end of COVID. It took a long time to get my license. So I was decorating paperwork for a year before we opened, actually. So it was established in 21.
And you've got such a beautifully decorated
thank you.
place there. So let's talk about the idea, why you did this, and the decorating ideas and
how it went. Well, Julie and Alan Sanders, they wanted a cocktail bar here in town for everybody to enjoy. So it was just a discussion, general conversation. And I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. And so we ran with it. I looked in the building. I wasn't sure about the chandeliers that were in there. And then I said, you know what, I'm going with it. I love New Orleans. I love Mobile. So we're going with this theme of, a Mardi Gras type thing with New Orleans and Mobile in mind.
Yeah, it's just a fun atmosphere, and it is beautiful in there. So
thank you.
You did a great job, even though, I mean, maybe that year that it took you to finally get open, that was good because you could acquire all the cool things that you have in there.
That's what we bought them. Kind of thrift shop is what we did. We just took different parts. My vision was a little bit different, and then my mother said, "Well, let's purchase this. Look at this." So we landed up just going with a hodgepodge of things, and it landed up just being beautiful.
That's great.
Yeah.
Now, do you have any events coming up? Anything?
We do actually. In September, we have a wine tasting.
Okay.
And it's with Grassroots. Grassroots wine. Then at the end of the month, we're going to celebrate Oktoberfest. And I know we're saying Oktoberfest and you say September, but that's truly when it starts.
Okay.
You know, and it's going to teach the history of Oktoberfest. We're going to have a traditional Oktoberfest lager, some cuisine, German cuisine. So it's going to be fun.
Oh, that'll be a lot
make
of
sure
fun.
That's going to be on, I believe, the 26th. So just follow us on Facebook,
Okay.
and you can see all of our activities and events.
That's great. That will be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah, and then October is going to be filled with lots of events. So make sure that you check us out there as well.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's because you always have so many interesting things going on, and you're not only a supporter of the community, but you're so active in the community too. I mean, everything that happens, there's something that Bourbon on Broadway does to support it.
And I wish I could be in there more. You know, sometimes I get so busy. I wish I could do more. Like you, Woman of the Year. What was it last year?
Gosh,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah. She needs to go ahead. You need to own that because you do so much for the community, and we appreciate that.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now you're also in the Lions Club, so let's talk about a little bit of what the Lions Club is.
I am, and Bourbon on Broadway, anytime that we can use the business to help the community, we do. We help with, sight. That's one of the huge things with Lions Club, juvenile diabetes, and we also do our civic duty. We want to make sure that we clean up the community. Randy Clark, I have not been there to help pick up lately, but I'll get back on track with that. But yeah, Randy Clark, he is fabulous to help.
He's done such an
organize.
amazing job organizing all the litter pickups, and we appreciate him and appreciate him in the Beautification Council and everything he does. So it's
absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it takes to make the community go round, or people like you all that step in and step up.
And you.
Oh, well, thank you.
Well, it takes all of us.
It does.
And then we have so many great people in the community that will step up and do things. So
it amazes me in this town how many people do step up and take that responsibility, take on something that may not necessarily be theirs.
Yeah.
Their responsibility, but they do. They take it on and they follow through, and that's what makes this community what it is.
And now, speaking of taking on a responsibility, you have a rescue dog.
I do.
And so you stepped up and took care of a street dog that needed a home.
She was a street dog.
So let's talk about Regina George.
Regina George. I love my Regina George.
Got a picture of her up right now.
Can you see? Is that not? Listen, and you see that Passy. And I don't recommend this. Yes, watch your dogs when they're picking up things off the street. But she loves a pacifier. That is the second or third one she's picked up. She loves to put a pacifier, and she uses it appropriately. She doesn't chew on it. She just sticks it in her little mouth. But yeah, one of my friends saw her walking, and she said, "You need this little pity pocket." And I said, I don't have room for the pity pocket. I don't have the room for the pity pocket. Well, she got picked up off the street. My friend Gina went and picked her up from the shelter. And so she's been mine ever since. Yeah,
That's
we
great.
were going to foster her, but of course that was a foster fail. And
She looks spoiled rotten.
She is spoiled rotten. She is the sweetest.
And she deserves
thing.
that.
She does.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They all do.
And like we were talking about earlier, there she is with her reading glasses.
Oh yes,
So
she
can-
likes to read too. She likes to work on the computer. She's a little nosy.
And that's good.
All right. Yeah, and that's my son. That's my youngest son, the middle child, Halen.
Well, we again appreciate anytime someone helps with the situation with the dogs and cats
and the
here
cats
in
too.
Sylacauga.
I also have a cat. I need to bring you some pictures of my cat.
Yeah.
She was a rescue actually from the Clay County Animal Shelter.
And it's great to hear the good stories because
the good
so
stories.
many time in rescue and you just see the bad things and hear the bad things, and
do.
it's great when we've got somebody that will that will take one of the dogs and give it a great home and help with the situation, which you certainly did.
And it only takes one, although I wish I could do more. I want to do more. But if we would all, take one, it helps.
Yeah, and not every household. I mean, even just to help in any way.
Anyway,
not everyone. Yeah, not everyone needs a dog, and that might be why we have some dogs on the street. But
absolutely,
if we can't ignore the situation anymore.
We can't ignore the situation because it's only going to get worse. I don't have the answer. I don't know. If we need to collaborate with other communities to see what they do to remedy their issue. Yeah. But there's got to be some type of answer.
Yeah, and there is. And I know a lot of people are working on it. I know that the shelter's doing a great job, and the Feral Dogs of Avondale Mill, there's so much. We have wonderful volunteers that foster. We started the segment with talking about fostering. So if you are interested in fostering, please contact us. As long as you've got a space for the dogs or cats, then Feral Dogs supplies everything. So it's just a matter of having that time and that willingness to take that on, and then we could potentially find more rescues and get more dogs out of this area.
Yeah. And it is a big responsibility.
It is.
I will say that it's a huge responsibility. It is something that needs to be, thought through. If you're going to adopt a pet, and I see a lot of animals being given away in the parking lot, but we need to remember that those two need to be spayed and neutered.
Absolutely. That's the big thing. So make sure to come out Saturday the 6th. No, the 7th, wasn't it? Yeah, 7th. There it is. So Saturday the 7th, we're going to be at PetSense, and we're going to sell those $30 spay and neuter vouchers so that we can get more dogs and cats fixed, so that we can help the situation and get out of this situation. So come on out to that spay and neuter voucher sale. Come out to the shelter this weekend, and you can come to the voucher sale and then go to the shelter that weekend also. And come out to meet Scout. Let's find him a home and get him out of the shelter and let him have a happy ending, and maybe he can get some reading glasses like Regina George.
I hope so.
Thank you for joining us for Pet Connect. We'll have more Daybreak after these messages.